Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. In today's reading, we are going to be taking a look into how you are proving your haters and the naysayers wrong. Okay, we have 3 piles and I pulled the crystals out because I feel like I haven't used them in a long time. So you can choose from either 3 different oracle cards, 3 different tarot decks, or these crystals here. So let me go ahead and introduce the piles to you guys. For the first pile, I have this sodalite stone. The sodalite stone I will get into more detail when the reading begins, but the sodalite stone connects us to our intuition. It can correlate or correspond with the throat chakras and the throat and third eye chakras. And then we have the Dancer oracle card, self-expression. Okay, and then for the tarot, we are using the elemental power tarot deck. This is what it looks like. Okay, and then for the second pile, as you can see here, we have the malachite for the second pile here. That's what it looks like. Malachite is a good stone for healing and opening of the heart chakra. Okay, green is also a color of abundance and love. So we'll also get more into the specifics on malachite as well when we get into the reading. But we have the oracle card, the Spy Master, knowledge, distrust. And for the tarot deck, we are using the Ask the Witch tarot deck, and that's what it looks like. Okay, all right, moving on to pile number 3, we have this beautiful labradorite stone. This is my favorite stone of all time. I love it so much, guys, you have no idea. And then we have the Captain oracle card, taking command, teamwork, and I am using the Hermetic tarot deck, which I haven't used in a very long time. The labradorite and the Hermetic tarot deck is taking me back to when I first started my spiritual journey and first got into tarot. But yeah, so those are the 3 piles, guys. If you need a moment to pause the video, rewind, whatever you need to do, I do recommend pausing and meditating for just a moment while you focus on each individual card and the imagery. I will remove the crystals really quick. Really meditate on which pile calls to you the most and or crystal. If you need a moment to maybe pause, Google each of these stones and how it may resonate for you, you may do so, or you could leave it up to be a surprise when you get into the pile that you chose. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this reading. All right, another thing, guys, before we start the reading, when you choose a pile, be sure that you have nothing going on around you as far as like too much sound or stimuli happening, because it can influence which pile you choose. It could kind of like interfere with your intuition, so just be mindful of that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the reading. All right, see you there. Okay, pile number 1, those of you who chose the Dancer oracle card with the sodalites and the elemental power tarot deck. I don't know why that is such a tongue twister for me. This is going to be your reading. Let's go ahead and get into it. First, I'm going to pretty much dive a little bit into what the sodalite stone is good for with my crystal Bible. Okay, so the book says sodalite unites logic with intuition and opens spiritual perception, bringing information from the higher mind down to the physical level, which is why, like lapis lazuli, this is known to be a stone that writers use often to help with their expression. This stone stimulates the pineal gland and the third eye and deepens meditation. When in sodalite enhanced meditation, the mind can be used to understand the circumstances in which you find yourself. This stone instills a drive for truth and an urge toward idealism, making it possible to remain true to yourself and stand up for your beliefs. Sodalite clears electromagnetic pollution and can be placed on computers to block their emanations. It is helpful for people who are sensitive to sick building syndrome or electromagnetic smog. This is a particularly useful stone for group work as it brings harmony and solidarity of purpose. It stimulates trust and companionship between members of the group, encouraging interdependence. An excellent stone for the mind, sodalite eliminates mental confusion and intellectual bondage. It encourages rational thought, objectivity, truth, and intuitive perception, together with the verbalization of feelings. As it calms the mind, it allows new information to be received. Sodalite stimulates the release of old mental conditioning and rigid mindsets, creating space to put new insights in practice. Psychologically, this stone brings about emotional balance and calms panic attacks. It can transform a defensive or oversensitive personality, releasing the core fears, phobias, guilt, and control mechanisms that hold you back from being who you truly are. It enhances self-esteem, self-acceptance, and self-trust. Sodalite is one of the stones that bring shadow qualities up to the surface to be accepted without being judged. Okay, and lastly, we have healing and position. 2 more sections, very small sections, I might add. Okay, so healing. Sodalite balances the metabolism, overcomes calcium deficiencies, and cleanses the lymphatic system and organs, boosting the immune system. This stone combats radiation damage and insomnia. It treats the throat, vocal cords, and larynx, and is helpful for hoarseness and digestive disorders. It cools fevers, lowers blood pressure, and simulates absorption of fluid in the body. Position. Place as appropriate or wear for long periods of time. Now, I used to use sodalite a lot. And I say used to because when I do the practice now, I still use sodalite. But I used to use it a lot, meaning, I used to meditate a lot with crystals. I used to do crystal therapy on myself a lot. A lot meaning like every day before bed, every night before bed, and every morning I had the time to. So I can attest to what the book is saying about how it helps you to bridge your mind and the physical. When I was using sodalite a lot, that was when I was at my most productive and my most expressive, not afraid to be myself. Now that I've stopped meditating as much as I used to with crystals, I can feel the difference. I can certainly feel the difference. And so if this stone does call to you, I do recommend you picking one up if you feel called to, and just working with it and see how it, impacts your life in a positive way. And I recommend journaling any shifts you may notice, just so that, because sometimes we get in our heads and we like to downplay certain things that we may do spiritually to boost our moods or help us heal certain aspects or parts of ourselves. And then we may get stuck in these ruts where we aren't sure where to turn spiritually to help us ground. And so I do recommend journaling. When I feel lost, I look back on some of my old journals and it is such a godsend, okay? But enough of the ranting. We're going to go ahead and get into the reading. How are you proving your haters wrong? Is you guys, you have a very grounded energy. You are both the king and the queen, okay? And let me get this, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right, we're not going to worry about that. I'm pretty sure this is fire, these two. That's fire and water. Yeah, fire and water. Okay, so there's definitely the indication of a lot of balance for you guys, pile. Now, I do feel like a lot of people may have the preconceived notion or idea about you that you're different, pile number one, and so therefore your intentions are I feel like people are very weary of you because you may not reveal a lot at first meeting, especially with this fox showing up here. People, I feel like, have a hard time reading you, pile number one. A lot of times they have a hard time trusting you because of that. And I feel like your haters here are the type of people who try to ban or like gather other people or groups of people to kind of hate on you as well, or turn other people away from you. And because you're so quiet, I feel like I'm speaking to people who may be a little quiet or on the more quiet side, you know, like you don't reveal too much of your personality. I feel like this is a protection mechanism as well for you guys. But anyways, these people, these haters, are the types of people who may judge you for what you may present outwardly. Even if you're not the quiet type, you could be the type of person who just has very differing opinions and viewpoints on the world. And I don't feel like you guys are someone who quickly, you know, is like quick to start an argument or clap back at somebody. You know, I feel like you're more reserved, regardless of how much you talk to others or not. I do feel like your energy just gets very reserved, okay? Very to yourself, okay? Sorry about that. Okay, so how you're proving your haters wrong is, I feel like it's so easy for you guys to prove your haters wrong because these people didn't know you to begin with. Let's start there. They didn't know you to begin with. This is a bunch of assumptions because I don't feel like you guys reveal too much of yourself. With this fox here, I'm just getting the energy of somebody who's very protective and very selective with who and what they give their energy to, okay? So, okay. Now, I feel like you are the one, pile number one, entering, you are the one, pile number one, that people count out a lot, okay? And what people don't realize is how smart you guys are, how apt to detail you guys are, how quick to learn, quick to maneuver around certain situations, people, places, and things you are. That this quietness or this reservedness is actually a strategy. You know, it's a protection thing because you know that not everybody deserves access to you. Not everybody deserves to know you on an intimate level, okay? And some people felt like you were too good for them, or you were too good for certain places, situations, people, and things, okay? But really, you just have a lot of self-worth, okay? I feel like you guys have a strong sense of self, number one. Number two, you guys, you have a lot of self-control. And I mentioned that before, like, I don't feel like you guys are quick to really pop off. I feel like you do give people chances. You may turn a blind eye, and not in a negative way, but if you overhear somebody saying something about you, or, you know, you're in a situation where somebody's like trying to take jabs at you, you may choose to ignore that person's, you know, jabs or whatever have you. And sorry. Yeah. It's like you may ignore that. People may think it's because, I don't know why they think you they maybe thought that you were weak, that you were soft, that you were timid, this, that, and the third. But no. These people are realizing that, hey, they're sparing us. This person is actually sparing us because I don't know if these people have witnessed you, standing up for yourself in another situation, or, you know, maybe they follow you outside of work on social media. Maybe they know people that you know, and this is just things they're hearing through the grapevine, or they're just watching how you move and how you interact with people, and they're just thinking to themselves, like, we really had this person wrong. You know, if this person wanted to, you know, clap back at us, if they really wanted to show their behind, they really could. Okay, I feel like I'm hearing one of your haters say this. You know, I feel like this person is sparing or has spared us. Okay. I actually had somebody say that to me the other day. They're pretty much like, yeah, I take you as somebody who can pop off. You know, I'm the type of person, I resonate with this energy a lot, pile number one. I do give people a lot of chances because I know how sticky it can get with me, okay? But anyways, I definitely understand that. But with the fox energy here, okay, this is somebody who adapts well, somebody who's very intelligent. You know, we don't give foxes, some of us anyway, don't give foxes enough credit for their ability to adapt, and that requires a lot of intelligence. Okay, and what else? There's something about, okay, the fox also has this energy of being a very strong, loving, loyal, dedicated energy in love or in romantic situations, right? It's a very grounded energy. It's earth. So, you know, we have that. This is somebody who navigates the physical realm well. And while you may not reveal everything about yourself, you may not reveal every aspect of your personality, you may not be someone who overshares often, but you're very strategic, and that's what people are realizing about you. So how you're proving your haters wrong is they may have taken you as somebody who isn't able to stand up for themselves, somebody who's very quiet, very to themselves, shy, what have you, right? Maybe even somebody who is incompetent, okay? Somebody who is not very smart, okay? And I don't know why people like to associate people being quiet or on the reserve side with being incompetent, but that's neither here nor there. I feel like, you know, your haters just wanted you to be a certain type of person so bad, because I feel like these people perceived you as being an easy target, okay? And because they're realizing that you're not, it's like, you know, I feel like they're getting frustrated with themselves, not even you, themselves, okay? Because they're starting to like you a lot, pile number one. Your haters are starting to like you a lot. They're starting to respect you. They're starting to, I'm hearing, revere you. They feel like you're very powerful. You have a very quiet strength about you. You don't have to go around, you know, forcefully getting people to be on your side or forcefully getting people to believe what you believe. You're the type of person, you're well read, you know what you're talking about, very, very intellectual. I have to emphasize that because we have the king and the queen out here, and though it is fire, they both have swords, okay? And then there's this, the crowns represent somebody who has attained spiritual knowledge. And with the sodalite stone, we touched on in the book how it helps you connect your intuition with the physical. And so it being right here next to the fox, I feel like, you know, people may have perceived you as somebody who was a bit of an airhead, somebody who may have been concerned with fantasies and, you know, spirituality and religion, whatever you believe in. They felt like, oh, this person is stupid because they believe in X, Y, and Z, or this person is definitely stupid because they're also quiet and they're reserved and they must be afraid of people and all this. You know, they were mistaking, but, you know, we also have the king of air out here, and the fox again touches on, you know, smartness, intelligence. So to put it simply, like, one of the main things that is really sticking out for me in this reading, pile number one, is your intelligence. I feel like you had a lot of people around you who were doubting your intelligence level. Now I'm hearing you are passing these people. Okay, you're lapping these people. They're realizing that you're somebody who learns very quickly. Okay. And when I hear that, I'm just seeing somebody who's just able to maneuver around situations, people, places, and things. And they're realizing that you like to get to the core of things. You may ask a lot of questions, or the types of questions you ask are questions that most people don't really ask. And even if you don't ask a lot of questions, it's the questions that you do ask. They're very important questions, and they help you tie everything together. Okay, so you may have some people around you who may felt like, oh, this person doesn't ask a lot of questions. This person's very independent. matter of fact, I'll give you an example of this. When I first got hired at Sprint, like years ago, I was maybe like 2021, right? I was working with this manager on my first day, and this guy literally just had it out for me. I don't know if it was like a tough learning type of situation where I feel like it was more of that, but that's neither here nor there. We'll go ahead and continue with the story. So every little thing I do in the store, he's like, oh, you should have asked a question about that. Oh, you should have done this. Mind you, I mopped the floor. I didn't know at the time, I didn't know that when you mop a wood floor or even imitation wood, you're supposed to go with the grain. I just kind of like took the mop out and just started mopping. I didn't know that there was a specific way to mop the floor. So I didn't think that to even ask that type of question, how should I mop the floor? And this guy is like, you should have asked. I didn't know there was a specific way to mop the floor, so I didn't know that was a question. But mind you, the entire time I'm working in the store, I'm catching on to things very quickly, to the point where they're just like, we've never had anyone come in the store and be able to do what this, repair a phone over the phone. I've never opened a phone before. I didn't even know what I was looking at when I opened the phone. I'm taking all of these instructions over the phone. Meanwhile, there's customers coming in. I'm the only one in the store that's training, and then the only other person working was, the manager that I was working with, right? And, I'm keeping up with all of these things. I'm memorizing the key points to talk about when trying to make a sale, right? And I'm fixing these devices, taking instructions over the phone. There's no pictures, there's nothing. There's just this person telling me, do this, do that, do that. Look at this. And, and I completed the task in record time. Nobody else had ever been able to do that prior to me. Prior to me coming in the store, right? Fast forward, I end up becoming one of the top sales people in that store location, right? To the point where they actually I don't know if they created that position, but they created that position for the store for me to become like an assistant lead, because I did not want to become a manager or supervisor. So I just took the assistant role. I helped train other people, right? But this is just an example. Like, people may side-eye you in the beginning, like, what is this person doing? They're getting this all wrong. Why are they not asking questions? Blase, 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 blah. But once you learn the information, there's no stopping you. Once you figure out like the key core things going on here, you're going to exceed and excel. But because in the beginning you're learning things, you're trying to figure things out, and you may not ask the types of questions that other people may ask. You may not ask any questions at all, right? You could be, I know for me, for example, and I'm sorry to keep bringing myself into this story, but maybe some of you guys may relate. I learn a lot through trial and error. I like to jump headfirst into something, make as many mistakes I can so I can learn from them, and then revisit the information later, like whatever has been written, because then I have a deeper understanding. Oh, this is why I have to do X, Y, and Z. This is why it explains to do this, versus, focusing too much on that and then being paralyzed when it comes to actually doing the task. You guys may relate to that energy a lot, but because you're slow to start, or because you may make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, people kind of count you out. Like, this person makes a lot of mistakes, or this person doesn't ask enough questions. But it's like you're getting the job done, and you're getting it done to like almost perfection. You're doing better than people who have been there for some time. You know what I mean? If it's relating to a job, if it's relating to school, it doesn't matter. You're picking up on information very fast. Is how you're proving haters wrong. Some people, if you guys have recently joined some sort of course, you started taking some sort of course, or, you went back to school, or you're in school currently, or you just started a new job or a new position in a job, there were people who were kind of, counting you out when it came to that. Like, this person's not going to be able to do that because X, Y, and Z. And I feel like a lot of this is because a lot of people don't really know your personality. They don't really know who you are. Okay, and so it's easy for them to come to these sort of conclusions about you because they've never sat down and had an actual conversation with you. And I feel like you guys are the type of people who don't really want to have a lot of conversations with people. You'd rather go in, do what you have to do, and then leave. Okay? Now, there is a very spiritual aspect to you guys in this pile as well. So you guys may have your haters like questioning your spiritual practices at this time. Like, what is it this person is doing in their spare time that's getting them to this level of thinking? You know, how are they this smart? I don't understand. Okay. There's like an emphasis on your intelligence, guys. Pile number 1. I don't know who your haters thought you were, but I'm hearing like amiable opponents. Like, they hate to see you coming, pile number 1. They hate to see you coming because it's like, we got to step it up. Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Now, another way you're proving these haters wrong is you're very diplomatic. Okay, you are somebody who is going to go in. You're not there for the rah-rah. You're not there for the drama. You know, you are very solution based, very solution oriented, goal oriented. You want to get to the core root of a problem. You know, you're not there to pick sides and drama. You're not there to pick sides and arguments. You want to find the common ground and get everybody on accord. Okay, whereas some people, your haters, okay, thought that you were maybe somebody who caused drama, somebody who gossips a lot, even though you don't talk much. For a lot of you guys, or you're very reserved. Even if you do talk a lot, you don't share much, right? I don't know why these people thought you were the type of person to incite drama or love drama, but some of your haters were saying that, like, hey, this person just, you know, they just want to start stuff. Don't listen to that person. For some of you guys, I'm hearing people say you're always complaining, what have you. Your haters, how you're proving them wrong is you're not somebody who just complains for the sake of complaining. There's actually a method to whatever you're doing or saying. There's a reason, and more than likely you have a solution to whatever it is you're complaining about, and that's why you're complaining about it. It's like working for a company and they're doing things a certain way, and you know there's a more efficient way to do it. You're complaining about that, like, hey, we really could be saving a lot of time by doing it this way. Or, you know, your employees hate working here because they're being micromanaged. There's a much more efficient way to make sure people are working and enjoying their jobs than what you guys are doing. You're actually driving people out and the work is not getting completed. So you guys are those types of people. You like to find the solution to the problem. Okay. And, you know, people who don't like to hear the truth, or people who aren't able to come up with these ideas themselves, may find that irritating, because it's like, who does this person think they are? Especially if they feel like you come from, or you're cut from a certain type of cloth, that they feel like you should feel inferior to them. Like, who do you think you are speaking up to me? Who does this person think they are? You know, with these ideas. They didn't even graduate college. They didn't even graduate high school. They're this race. They come from this country. Whatever it may be that they were trying to use to devalue you and your input, and try to keep you in your quote unquote place. How you're proving them wrong is you're actually a lot smarter than them, because you're able to see things from a broader perspective. You're able to see things from all sides versus your own very limited perception. And I feel like your perception is not very limited, because you're seeing things from all perspectives, right? And you're just basing your opinion or your ideas on that, versus somebody who's very closed-minded, very egotistical, and wanting to see things from their own perspective. These people are also, how you're proving your haters wrong, is you're actually very peaceful. Okay. I don't know why. You know, the fox gets this reputation of being very sneaky, right? Having ulterior motives, especially in cartoons. It's always associated with the fox being sly and all that. But it's not sneakiness. It's strategy. And there's a difference. It's sneaky when you're trying to get one over on somebody or lie to somebody or pull the wool over somebody's eyes. Being sly is being able to maneuver around situations to ensure the best outcome for yourself without causing harm or without deceiving anyone else, right? People think that because you are very self-focused, very focused on your goals and what you're trying to achieve, that you are being sneaky, or that you cannot be trusted, or that you may try to one-up people, or be the type to want to cause drama and all this stuff, right? But it's, man, you guys have some big haters, pile number one, because woo-wee. And I just watched a video, well, it was a reel. What was it? What did she say? I'm going to try to paraphrase here, but essentially she's basically like, so you're trying to tell me that you didn't like me because I was quiet, you know? And then, well, it was two videos. The other video, this girl was commenting, well, it was the same reel, but two different videos. Now, one girl was commenting on that particular video, and she just added her own commentary to the initial video, but she was pretty much saying, yeah, that does happen because people like to project, okay? People like to project their own feelings onto you, especially if you're a quiet or more reserved person, whereas not a lot of people know about you. Even if you are somebody who's popular, you're reserved. People don't know stuff about you, right? And so it's easy to project certain ideas and notions onto you because you're more reserved. You're less likely to want to clear things up. Matter of fact, you may not even know that there's gossip going on around you, or that people are having a negative perception of you, because it very seldom does it get back to you. You're just picking up on the energy, right? And every once in a while, somebody may admit, like, hey, I didn't like you at first because you were quiet. Why that would make someone dislike you, I don't know. I don't know. Humans are weird, okay? People are realizing that your spirituality has a purpose to it, that you're not just out here mindlessly following some sort of indoctrination when it comes to your spirituality or your spiritual practice or religious practices, whatever it is, that there is a rhyme and a reason behind why you believe in what you believe in, or why you practice what you practice, you know, and it's showing in your life, like the proof is in your life, right? There's another thing here about your finances and your work as well. So some people may have felt like you were lazy, that you don't manage your money well, that you spend frivolously. What else? Some people may even have suspected that you were having financial difficulties. But even if that were the case, how you're proving your haters wrong is you're putting in the work to get yourself out of a bad situation financially. Okay, so some people may have felt like, oh, this person relies on pretty privilege or handsome privilege, or the manager likes this person, so they give them these things, right? But really, you're just hardworking, okay? How you're proving your haters wrong as well, pile number one, is you're somebody who's not going to stay in a hard time, okay? You're going to keep things moving, okay? It doesn't matter how bad it gets for you. You're always going to find your way out of a situation. You're not afraid to put the work in to realize a goal of yours, okay? Another way you're proving your haters wrong, pile number one. Another way you could be proving your haters wrong, pile number one, is there could be a hater here who was focused on your love life. They could have felt like you were relying on a specific lover to kind of pay your bills or pay your way through life. Maybe you broke up with that person, or that person left you, and these people felt like, oh, this person's not going to be nothing now because that person left them, or they broke up with this person, right? And how you're proving them wrong is you've kind of like excelled past what they thought that you were going to do. You've gone above and beyond to get yourself out of a bad situation when it comes to a lover. These people could have actually played a hand in this relationship ending for some of you guys. And then for others of you guys, even if it's not a specific person that these people may know, they may have felt like you had somebody on the back end that nobody knew about that was paying your way through life, okay? And for others of you guys as well, there could be an aspect to your love life where these people were saying, oh, nobody's gonna want to be with this person. They have too much baggage. They're doing X, Y, and Z. They believe in X, Y, and Z. They're weird. They're strange. They're to this. They're to that. Right? They look this way. They look that way. Whatever it may have been, they were feeling like this person's not gonna find love, right? But lo and behold, pile number one, I feel like you guys have a lot of options, okay? And I feel like you're turning down a lot of your options because you're not somebody who's reliant on love from external sources. And that's another way you're proving your haters wrong, because they could have taken you as somebody who craved a lot of outside validation from the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever you're into, right? Moving into this Pisces Aquarian energy, guys, what the heck? We're moving out of the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, right? But with Pisces, there is this undertone of like the unseen, the spiritual realm. You know, Pisces also can rule hidden enemies as well. So I do feel like there was a lot of questioning about your spiritual beliefs, okay, and your spiritual practices, whatever they may be. These people were maybe feeling like you were hiding things, like, oh, this person probably does witchcraft. This person's probably worshiping the devil. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, just making wild assumptions about your religious or spiritual beliefs, right? Also, what I'm getting though is there may have been people around you who felt like you didn't know what their intentions were, that you didn't know that they didn't like you, that you didn't know that they were trying to destroy you in some way, shape, or form, but you knew, okay? And how you're proving your haters wrong, they feel stupid because they feel like not only do you know, but you've still been treating them with grace, okay? And that's heavily embarrassing. So a lot of these people may not even want to face you anymore at this time, okay? And it has nothing to do with you. I don't feel like you've said anything to these people. If you feel like there are certain people kind of pulling away from you and you don't know why, that may be why. They were a hidden enemy you didn't know about, and they were doing shady things behind your back. And they're just, your energy makes them uncomfortable because they don't want to have to face what they've done or said about you, okay? With the Aquarius energy here, you guys are somebody who does not fit into tradition. You are very unconventional in the way you dress, the way you show up, the way you speak, the way you present yourself. You're very different. Okay, so off the bat, you were never going to be accepted in mass, okay, by massive amounts of people at one time, especially if you're in a conventional place like a 9-to-5, certain 9-to-5s, of course. You are never going to be accepted in conventional environments where people hold conventional or traditional belief systems. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. It doesn't matter how small you try to play yourself or how much you try to hide your spiritual beliefs in fear of being judged harshly. These people were never going to like you because your energy is different. The way you present yourself is different. The way you think is different. You're more focused on goals, solutions, mediation. How can we come to a common ground? Whereas a lot of people are very focused on drama and things that fuel their ego. And so a lot of times, a lot of people are not solution-based because being solution-based does not feed their desire or need to be right or dominant or powerful in most situations. So people are realizing that, you know, I feel like morally they feel like you are superior to them. That's how you are proving your haters wrong, guys. That's crazy. And I want to go back to that hidden enemy thing because it's like this person knows I'm hating on them. They may not say anything, but they still don't treat me any different. Like I feel morally inferior. I feel morally inferior. Is what I'm hearing. Okay, so you have some people feeling morally inferior to you because these people like to project a lot of their own shortcomings and perceived failures onto you, pile number one. And you are literally, quite literally, I've never seen this in such an intensified way. Like you are literally the contrast of what these people were trying to say you were. Okay. These people may have tried to say that you were a controlling person, that you know, you had ulterior motives because you were trying to control certain people or situations to having a certain outcome, and that's, you don't care enough is what I feel like. These people are realizing that you don't care enough. Like, you will remove yourself from a situation that's threatening you before you indulge in chaos and drama, okay? Yeah, these people are also realizing that you're somebody very wise. You're somebody who could teach a lot. You're very observant. Like, nothing misses your eye. Okay. They're also, how you're proving your haters wrong is you have a very healing presence, okay? You have a very healing presence, and you're not shy or reserved as much as they thought you were. You're just that way towards people you don't trust, excuse me. And these people you may not trust are your haters. So of course they have these ideas, right? What your haters are also realizing about you is you could be somebody very fluid. You guys could be dancers. You could be into the arts. There's like a certain hobby you have that your haters are shocked about. Like, I would have never thought this person was into this. For some of you guys, your haters are shocked that you read, if you read a lot. I don't know why. These people just really thought you were an idiot, pile number one. Another thing here is your haters, how you're proving them wrong is you actually are very in tune, and for some of you guys, psychic empaths, okay? Very in tune to what's going on around you. Even if you don't speak on everything, you're very in tune to what's going on. How you're proving your haters wrong as well is you're very mentally sound, very mentally strong, okay? And also how you're proving your haters wrong is a lot of people may have thought that you were the source of some bad things happening to them. Like I said, for some of you guys, you could have been accused of witchcraft or things like that, or doing bad things to people, and you're going to get bad karma, right? But they're realizing that the more they try to shift or project this bad energy onto you, the more it bounces back on them, and the more their life becomes chaotic, okay? People, how you're proving your haters wrong is bad things happen to them when they do bad things to you, okay? And some of them may be trying to explain certain things to people, like, oh, that's only happening because this person does black magic, not because I was talking crap about them, not because I was trying to prevent them from moving up in their career or prevent them from finding love. No, it's because they're doing black magic. I didn't do anything wrong to this person. I didn't just dip out on them. I didn't cheat on them. No, I'm not getting bad karma for those things. I'm getting bad karma because pile number one is doing black magic, you know? A lot of projection, a lot of people fearing you being right, even though they know deep down you are right, especially now, okay? So it's like a lot of people may be receiving karma because of something they've done or said to you, directly or indirectly, okay? But yeah, number one, that's how you're proving your haters wrong. Let's go ahead and get a message from Spirit, some motivation. What message do you have for pile number one, please, Spirit? I speak my truth and express my feelings to others with care and compassion. So keep speaking your mind, speaking up for yourself and others in situations where you feel like it's necessary, pile number one. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have quiet nourishes me. It connects me to the power of now. So don't let anybody pressure you into being somebody that you're just not, okay? You're not a very talkative person, that's fine. You don't like to share too much about yourself, that's fine. Honestly, I would be concerned if you did overshare too much, or you felt like you had to share so much information about what's going on in your life to other people. Evil eye is real, okay? We don't want to overshare. And then, you know, some people use certain information to hold against us later or to gossip to other people. So just be discerning. And And I feel like also, you know, with this quiet nourishes me, you don't speak unless you have something of substance to say. You know, you're not somebody out here just mindlessly babbling, you know. And how you're proving your haters wrong is this has worked out for you, okay? For my quiet people, you being quiet has worked out for you. Interesting. Identify and remove toxic people around you. You are entering a time of happiness. Okay. This is self-explanatory. Okay. Before things change for the better, they get extremely uncomfortable sometimes. And this could be a sign that you have people around you who just don't wish you well, okay? And that energy could be impacting you in some way, shape, or form and preventing you from getting to this place of true happiness, okay? So identify those people, places, and things and eliminate them. You know, and I put it on top of this, the quiet nourishes me. What your haters are realizing is it's not you, it's them. Okay, if you're quiet around them, it's because they don't them. They're realizing that they're a toxic person, and that's why you don't open up to them. Okay. Okay, so how you're proving your haters wrong is like you're quiet for a reason. There's a purpose. There's a reason. I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not trying to hide things. I'm just not comfortable with you because you're a negative person. Okay. But the more you begin speaking up for yourself and living in your truth, the happier you become, the more at peace you become. You don't have to accept and tolerate BS from people. Okay. People, how you're proving your haters wrong also is like you're somebody who's very happy, and you're somebody who can stand up for yourself if need be. You're somebody, like I said, and I kept hearing earlier, this person is sparing us. Yeah, you've spared some people, okay? And I feel like it's you picking and choosing your battle. Not everything requires a response from you. And yeah, that's just that on that, right? Okay, pile number one, we're going to leave it there. If you guys resonated with the reading, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you are interested in booking a personal reading and or an energy healing session with me, you can do so by emailing me at the email address that I will be leaving below this video. In the meantime, I hope to see you guys on another reading. Bye. Hello, pile number two people. Those of you who chose the Ask the Witch Tarot deck and the Malachite stone here, this is going to be a reading. Let's take a look into how you're proving your haters wrong. But before we do that, just in case some of you guys need to hear this, we're going to dive into a little bit about the Malachite stone from the Crystal Bible. So, attributes. Malachite is a powerful stone Malachite is a powerful stone, but one that needs to be handled with caution. It is best used under the supervision of a qualified crystal therapist. It is toxic and should be used only in its polished form. Avoid breathing its dust. If used as a gem elixir, apply externally only, or make by the indirect method of placing the stone in a glass container and standing within its spring water so that the stone does not touch the water. Malachite amplifies both positive and negative energies. It grounds spiritual energies onto the planet. It is believed by some people that Malachite is still evolving and will be one of the most powerful healing stones of the new millennium. Malachite is already an important protection stone. It absorbs negative energies and pollutants easily, picking them up from the atmosphere and the body. It should be cleansed before and after use by placing it on a quartz cluster in the sun. Do not use salt. It will damage the surface. Malachite soaks up plutonium pollution and guards against radiation of all kinds. It should be placed in the home of anyone who lives near a nuclear or natural radiation source. It also clears electromagnetic pollution and heals Earth's energies. It has a strong affinity with nature and with the Davic forces. And Davic forces are nature spirits. This stone clears and activates the chakras and attunes to spiritual guidance. Placed on the third eye, it activates visualization and psychic vision. On the heart, it brings balance and harmony. It opens the heart to unconditional love. Malachite can be used for scrying or access to other worlds, inner or outer. Journeying through its convoluted patterns releases the mind and stimulates pictures. It can assist in receiving insights from the subconscious or messages from the future. Psychologically, malachite is a stone of transformation. Life is lived more intensely under the influence of this adventurous stone, which encourages risk-taking and change. It mercilessly shows what is blocking your spiritual growth. Malachite draws out deep feelings and psychosomatic causes, breaks unwanted ties and outworn patterns, and teaches how to take responsibility for one's actions, thoughts, and feelings. It releases inhibitions and encourages expressing feeling. This stone develops empathy with other people, showing how it would feel to be in their place. It alleviates shyness and supports friendships. Malachite is used for psychosexual problems, especially when these have been caused by traumatic past life sexual experiences. It assists the rebirthing. Okay, sorry about that. My camera died. My camera battery died. Okay, so we were reading about malachite. Okay, we're almost done here, but mentally, malachite goes to the core of a problem, enhancing intuition and insight. It helps alleviate mental disturbances, including psychiatric illness, and combats dyslexia. It strengthens the ability to absorb and process information, makes you more observant, and helps in understanding difficult concepts. So, how you're proving your haters wrong. Pile number 2, you are proving them wrong with your intellect, much like pile number 1. But let's go on. Placed on the solar plexus, malachite facilitates deep emotional healing. It releases negative experiences and old trauma, bringing suppressed feelings to the surface and restoring the ability to breathe deeply. At this point, it balances the heart and navel chakras, revealing insights. At an emotional level, it may make moods more intense but quick to change. Malachite can be used for inner exploration. It stimulates dreams and brings memories vividly to life. However, malachite may need to be supported in the healing and transformation process by other stones. Okay. Position you can wear on the left hand or place on third eye. Position as appropriate for healing. Place on solar plexus chakra to absorb negative emotions. Use polished malachite, an indirect method for elixir preparation. Apply externally. There is a note here. It says malachite may cause slight heart palpitations, in which case remove immediately and replace with rose quartz or rhodonite. Both stones I have here. This would be rhodonite and rose quartz. Okay. All right. So also get into a little bit of the healing here. It can be used for facilitating childbirth. Helps with the female sexual organs and treats any sexual disease. It could lower blood pressure, treat asthma, arthritis, epilepsy, fractures, swollen joints, growths, parathyroid, spleen, pancreas, tumors, vertigo, the optic nerve. It aligns DNA and cellular structure and enhances the immune system. Malachite stimulates the liver to release toxins, reducing acidification of tissues. It treats diabetes when worn around the waist. Okay, that could be some valuable information for some of you guys out there. But let's go ahead and get into the reading. Pile number 2. Okay, so all right, how are you proving your haters wrong? I feel like you have a better grasp on life and, you know, understanding in general than a lot of your haters. Okay. with the bat and Yule here, both cards are indicative of a rebirth, right? So I feel like, okay, so a lot of your haters, okay, they felt like you were not going to be able to rise from a situation. They felt like you were going to be completely destroyed by something, that you were going to have a hard time moving on from something, that there's no way you can rebuild yourself after ending something here. How you're proving them wrong is, guys, you are the magician. They didn't know who they were messing with, who they were doubting, okay? Whatever you believe, whatever you put your mind to, you can manifest. And some of these people may have thought that you were stuck, that you were stagnant, that you were going through something, that you were pretty much finished, that you were done, that something has successfully been, you know, completed for you or destroyed for you, and that you wouldn't be able to rise above whatever that situation was. Jokes on them, because you were in a state of building, in a process of building something for yourself, okay? And the Seven of Pentacles indicates a time of rest to assess what we've built thus far, right? And as we can see, there's that Ace of Pentacles lying to the side, and there we have it, right? You're being gifted something from the divine. You are fine financially. I feel like a lot of this hate had to do with your career and finances for a lot of you guys. Definitely, we have the 10th house here. We have Neptune and Aquarius in the 10th house. So there was definitely a stress, guys, a stress around your finances. And I feel like it had to do a lot with, like, maybe something you do for money is unconventional. And I feel like there were a lot of people placing a lot of evil eye on whatever this thing was that you were doing. Maybe you had a period of time when you were pursuing this thing, or when you were completely immersed in it, where things did kind of go down south, and these people were rooting on your downfall. Okay. For others of you guys, it may have something to do with, like, inheritance, or a marriage, or a long-term or situation that ended. For some of you guys, even like have to do with like legacy, like having children and passing down wealth, right? There's an unconventional way you're going about doing this. But going back to what may have crumbled for you guys, some of you guys, it could have been a relationship that you had a lot of money tied into, right? A lot of investments, right? And the ending of that kind of, you know, put a stress on your finances. There were some people that were like really hoping that things did not work out for you with this Three of Wands in reverse, okay? I feel like there were some people saying, you know, this person will never recover from this. The only reason why they were thriving like this was because X, Y, and Z. Some of them were chucking it up to luck. Some of them were chucking it up to the person you were in a relationship with. You only got that job because somebody liked you, or you were sleeping with somebody, whatever the case may have been in your situation. But they were feeling like, you know, if you lost a job, they were feeling like, oh, there's no way this person's going to recover from this. If you were on the brink of becoming fired from a job, you know, they were like, this person loses this job, there's no way they're going to recover financially, you know. And these people, jokes on them, because I feel like you guys in this pile are very, very resilient people, okay? Like the phoenix, you rise, okay? Challenge after challenge, you're going to get up and you're going to meet it head on. You're not somebody who's going to run away from your problems. And I feel like that's something your haters underestimated about you, is your tenacity, your will to keep going, okay? How you're proving your haters wrong is you guys are very intellectual. You guys know what's going on at all times. There are some people here who probably just thought that you were oblivious to things going on around you, that you were a little, you know, ditzy, a little airheaded, if you will. But, you know, they're realizing that, you know, there's more to you than meets the eye, pile number 2, and you are a force to be reckoned with. Now with the Spy Master here, this, I believe this is fire, right? That sign there, that's fire for sure. because there's a bird here. Why is there a bird with the fire elements? I don't know. But being that there's two animals here with wings, I feel like you guys fly high. You guys are capable of rising above situations with ease, seemingly so, you know. To an outsider looking in, it's like, how is this person surviving all of this? For some of you guys in this pile, because it was just a strong, heavy energy on me before I even started this reading, there were a lot of things preventing me from even tapping into this energy. Like my battery camera died. I started feeling sick. I started feeling stressed out, anxious. Oh my God, I have to do this, and this. Oh my God, I hate my job. Oh my God, I don't want to go back to work. Oh my God, oh my God. Like I just started feeling this impending sense of doom. As I, you know, was beginning to tap into your energy. So I do feel like, guys, there's definitely been somebody sending you either evil eye through, there's different ways you can send somebody evil eye. You can look at their social media page and just, you know, wish negative things on them. You can do it through gossip. You can do it through slander. It's kind of like speaking things into existence. And so with this energy of, you know, people or your haters, like, oh, that person's never going to survive that. Oh, they're never going to be able to build up what they had again. Oh, they're never going to be successful at that. Blase, blase, blah. Things are never going to work out for them. Blase, blase, blah. Whatever, right? That is a way of manifestation, manifesting their will onto your life. Okay, that's evil eye. Now, for some of you guys, this could be as deep as somebody doing spell work on you. Okay, and it's a lot more common than a lot of people think. It's very common. Okay, and it's people that you would not even suspect of even being interested in dabbling in that type of thing. But people get desperate. We're all humans, right? We all have emotions and feelings. And some of us are able to work through those feelings and emotions in a healthy way. Others of us resort to desperate measures. And for some of you guys in this pile, there may be somebody around you who did take that route of trying to destroy whatever you were trying to build or whatever you did build. Okay? And they're wondering how you've been continuously being victorious over whatever their spell work they're sending to you, or whatever gossip and slander they're continuing to do, right? Like, I keep saying that this person's not going to succeed, hoping that they don't succeed, but they keep winning. I can't take it. That's what your haters are saying. And honestly, these people know that something big is about to happen for you. Something big is about to transform for you. So if you guys have been in a dark space of, you know, depression, anxiety, hopelessness, despair, feelings of doom, like things are just not going to work out, hopelessness, right? You guys are at the very end of a really difficult cycle, okay? Or you guys have transitioned already out of a difficult cycle. If you are somebody who's still in that cycle, trust and believe me, guys, are destined for, I'm hearing for some of you guys, fame. If that, God is saying, it doesn't matter if you are interested in fame or not. Some of you guys are destined for that path, okay? And they want me to reiterate that it's not in the toxic way where you're having to sacrifice aspects of yourself. We know in today's day and age, the age of Aquarius, the age of technology and information, it's very easy to gain your own following without, you know, subscribing to or being under a big, powerful entity or person, you know. But a lot of you guys are destined for some sort of spotlight. You're definitely destined for money and success. Okay, pile number 2. And I feel like your haters know this intuitively about you because of your grit, because of your tenacity, because of your will to succeed. It's so powerful. And it pisses these people off because no matter what they do, you're going to get through it and you're going to rise above it even stronger, even more knowledgeable than you did going in. You know, so whereas in the past they may have saw you as somebody who's naive, somebody who is totally unaware of what's going on around them, and would not suspect them of doing what they're doing to you, right? Now they're feeling like, oh crap, you know, This person is actually very strong, you know, as far as their manifestation abilities, as far as their will, okay? Especially with this Magician here, and it's paired with the Seven of Pentacles. For some reason, to me, this is just giving, you know, manifestation on 100 here. Whatever you're thinking, you're becoming. And for you guys watching this, you guys are thinking some very powerful thoughts and ideas about yourself and about what your life can be like, or what you would like to experience in life, and you're making it happen. Even though you may be in the Seven of Pentacles energy right now, where you cannot quite see the manifestation or the fruits of your labor quite yet. You may be catching glimpses of it, right? But you are in a period of, you have made some proper investments here, and they will pay off because you have a very strong energy, okay? What you think, it can't help but be so magnetized to you guys, okay? And I always like to mention how, you know, usually this is depicted in the Strength card, the woman with the big cat, the predatory animal. But it's mentioned, or it's shown here in the Magician card in this deck, right? And so I like to mention this because this indicates somebody who doesn't have to be forceful to get what they want. She's able to subdue this cat with her inner strength, her inner being, her energy, right? Versus, you know, picking up this knife and holding it to this cat's neck, right? I feel like your haters are the more forceful type. Okay, and so they don't understand how you're able to be so calm, cool, and collected for a lot of you guys and still get what you want. Like, for instance, some of you guys could be facing a lot of turmoil externally right now in your life. However, looking at you, most people would not even begin to guess or understand what it is you're dealing with behind closed doors, right? You're able to keep things together and keep your faith and wits about you, okay? Regardless of what's going on around you. Okay, so with gossip here, when I got these, when I rolled the dice and the Aquarius came out here, the book mentions, I'm speaking about this balsamic card here, because the book mentions, you know, when it's in Aquarius, you know what you want to do, and you know you must wait. And look at that, the Seven of Pentacles. This is a period where you are forced to sit back, open up your mind, and let others do the talking. And it's funny that we have gossip showing up here, let others do the talking, Aquarius here. There is this energy of, maybe a lot of your haters felt like you were somebody who was not to be trusted with certain information, right? You guys have a very strategic way you go about extracting information from people, places, and situations, right? I don't feel like it's in a negative way, but it's in a way of, okay, these people aren't going to tell me outright, so I have to find other ways of, you know, getting the information I need in this situation, okay? So you guys have this energy of, maybe you don't talk as much as you listen. You listen more than you talk, okay? And how you're proving your haters wrong with this is they may have felt like you weren't to be trusted, or how can I say this? That you weren't to be trusted for some reason. That maybe you don't have anything of substance or importance to say because you're not that smart, for some of you guys, is what they were saying, even if they didn't believe it that themselves about you. That's what they may have been saying or trying to convince others of. But how you're proving them wrong is actually, you're a very compassionate person, and you do not like to gossip about others or make other people feel bad, okay? You know how to communicate your feelings without infringing upon someone else's free will or, you know, making someone feel bad for your opinion. You guys have tact when it comes to communicating your feelings and thoughts, whereas your haters may not. And I got this similar energy in pile number 1, where it's like your haters are feeling like you are morally superior to them in some way, shape, or form. So you may want to watch pile number 1 if you want additional messages. But how you're proving your haters wrong is like you're a very positive person. Like people are talking to you and they're like, their hater said that they were very negative. The hater said that they gossip a lot, that they talk a lot of crap. I don't get that from this person. Okay, so how you're proving your haters wrong is like people are getting to know you and they're realizing that you're very smart, number 1, and number 2, that you have a very positive, optimistic energy about you, and that you're very considerate of other people's feelings. Okay, you're very aware and in tune with other people's feelings, whereas your haters were thinking that you were head in the clouds, not really paying attention to what's going on. And it's the complete opposite. Okay, maybe you guys were interesting. Okay, so for some of you guys, I'm hearing that your haters feel like you overheard something that you shouldn't have. Okay, and they've been trying to slander your name ever since then, so that if you ever come forward and say something about whatever it is you overheard this person or this group of people saying, people would discredit you. People wouldn't believe you. Okay, but I feel like your energy speaks volumes. So even if you don't say anything to people, people kind of are picking up on your vibes that you're not who these people were saying you were. Okay. Yeah, for some of you guys, you've kind of reinvented yourself as well. It's how you're proving your haters wrong. Whereas maybe a lot of these things may have been true about you in the past. You've kind of gone through some sort of rebirth, some sort of level up, right? Financially, mentally, emotionally, especially with seeds here. You know, it's like something you planted in the past is like starting to come into fruition. I feel like you guys are going to live a very luxurious lifestyle, pile number 2. And, you know, that's the ultimate slap in the face to your haters, because I do feel strongly that you had at least one person who was tirelessly working around the clock trying to stop something from happening for you. Okay, 3 of Wands in reverse. They were, baby, they were. And it's because they knew you were destined for greatness. Okay. And on top of that, you're a very generous person. You're generous with the information, you know. And I was picking up, you know, where it's like you may be around people who try to like hide certain information, and it's hard to kind of get an understanding of what's going on around you, or if this is like a job or at school, like withholding certain information from you, pile number 2, so that you don't excel, so that you can't do good at something. And it's like you still get the information anyway, plus some. You get it in excess, and not only do you get whatever information they've been trying to suppress from you, you still get it, and you get it in excess, and you share it with other people, unlike your haters. Okay, whereas they were trying to get people to distrust you, not trust you, and see you in this way. They are actually the person that people should not trust. Okay. Yeah, there's a strong emphasis, guys. I feel like some of you guys either know something about somebody, you heard something somebody said, you know something that somebody has done, or a group of people, and they know you know, or they feel like you know, even if you don't know completely. And I feel like for some of you guys in this pile, if you're somebody who's not very talkative, you're somebody who's more on the quiet side, they don't trust you because of that. They feel like, you know, I said too much around this person, or I did too much, you know, and this person doesn't talk to a lot, so I don't even know how they're perceiving me in this situation. Do they know? Do they not know? Are they going to tell? What did they think about it? What are they feeling about it? Are they on my side? You know, do they care? Do they not care? Your quietness makes them very uncomfortable. Okay. Because I feel like these are the types of people who like to do things in the dark a lot. Hence why I do feel like you guys may have overheard something, saw something, or you're picking up on it intuitive, they don't know that you know. Not that they don't know, they think that you know whatever it is they've done or said, right? And they're trying to project this energy onto you of, oh, you shouldn't tell this person anything. They're this way, they're that way. They're going to tell everybody your information. They gossip a lot. But no, what that really is they're already setting the stage for when or if you ever came forward with this information, that whoever they're telling this to is not going to believe you. Okay? How you're proving your haters wrong is you guys are very divinely protected. Okay, so some of you guys, your haters may be wishing bad things on you in hopes that they can dish it or chalk it up to, oh, pile number 2 is going through bad karma because they did X, Y, and Z. I told you they're a bad person. Look what they're going through. You know what I mean? In a very malicious way, because you haven't done anything directly to this person. It's just your energy pisses them off. Okay? Your energy just pisses them off. How you're proving your haters wrong. We have little luxuries. Generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. Okay, so like some of your haters may like I said, thinking that, oh, pile number 2 is not going to amount to anything. Pile number 2 is not going to be able to acquire any assets or money or whatever, you know, whatever it is. I do feel like it has a lot to do around your finances. These people just don't want you to be happy, whoever your haters are. But you have this light inside of you, okay? This positive, bright energy that's always looking to the bright side of things. You have a very healthy sense of self. You have a very healthy self-belief, which is a lot of where this energy of the magician is coming from, right? And it's hard for them to paint you the way they want to paint you for other people. It's hard for them to get one over. Interesting. Wow. So I pulled out the guidebook for the astrology deck here. And it says the sun rules over the condition of our bodies. It is the return to light, the ability to transform and rise again. The sun represents our health, vitality, and dynamism. The sun is our strength and what we put focus on. There is no surprise that it was the sun early people venerated when then developed. Oh, okay, you know what? That's a tongue twister. I wish to live. The sun says more than any other planet, I wish to live, I want to thrive. It is the positivity that trumps anything negative. This card says all eyes are on you. You have the strength and power to get things done. All things that are truly meaningful are starting to happen now. You are in a place to lead and inspire. Life force. The key ideas are life force, power, influence. What did I say? Radiance, the heart chakra. And you guys literally got the malachite stone. Okay. Stage presence. Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. Charisma. You can't make this up. Didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all you're destined for some sort of spotlight. You have a natural charisma. Okay. And, you know, I feel like not only do you enjoy the little things in life, and so your life is a positive experience for you because you're able to enjoy and appreciate the little things. Okay. It doesn't take much to make you happy. You're not a greedy person, right? Whereas your haters wanted you to be miserable. They wanted you to be in a state of suffering continuously and perpetually, right? And you're not. You're happy. You're thriving. You wake up every day and you choose to be happy. You choose to follow your heart. You choose to follow your dreams and be inspired and inspire others. Every day you wake up. And that's where your power is coming from. Your will to keep going is coming from that place. And no matter how bad things get, you still have this hope and this optimism that a lot of people don't have or struggle to maintain, okay? And I'm not saying that it's perfect for you all the time, pile number 2, but it's strong enough for you to continue to rise and pick yourself up, one mistake, one challenge, one obstacle after another, okay? Yeah, there's people gossiping about you, pile number 2. Don't doubt that. There's people gossiping negative things about you. However, it doesn't matter, because the reason why they gossip is because they're unhappy. Because they're unhappy, they can't stand to see other people happy. They can't understand how you're so happy when you have X, Y, and Z going on. How you're so happy when they've turned everybody against you. How you're so happy when, you know, your relationship fell apart and your life fell apart soon after. How are you still happy? How are you still going? How haven't you thrown the towel in? How haven't you succumbed to our hatred and turned to substance use and completely started to destroy yourself? How are you still thriving? This is your haters. They don't understand how you keep going, pile number 2. Also, how you're proving your haters wrong is in the past, you may not have stood up for yourself. You may have been somebody who was more in your shell. You're coming out, you're communicating more, you're sharing your ideas. I was going to say, before the camera shut off, like the energy of the sun, you're choosing to live in your truth and be inspiring, right? And whatever you're doing right now, pile number 2, I feel like it's on a stage. Or whatever you're about to do, it's on a stage. And I feel like your lesson or your story with these haters is going to be a testimony. You may share what you've been through with these people on a platform, okay? Whereas I feel like these people they were just rooting on you to fail. Pile number 2 can't do that. Pile number 2 can't do this. How is pile number 2 still happy? I don't even know why they're so invested in you, pile number 2. I kind of want to get a couple cards just to see, you know, why are they so invested in pile number 2? What pile number 2 has going on? Why is pile number 2's haters so invested in them? 10 of Wands, okay? These people are heavily burdened in their own life, but they're burdened by seeing you happy. It's so crazy. Why is pile number 2's haters so invested? These people are going through their own turmoil, okay? And they're wishing it on you. Instead of trying to find the clarity they need to heal, they want to wish bad things on other people, essentially. These people could be going through financial difficulties, okay? They could, with this 9 of Wands in reverse, upright, it's about perseverance, you know, getting through a hard time. I feel like these people themselves have kind of thrown in the towel on themselves. They've given up on their own dreams, their own aspirations. They could be some people who've lost hope. They don't have the optimism, the positive outlook to keep them going in life. They feel like they don't have anything to look forward to day to day, whereas you do, pile number 2. And then also what I'm getting with this King of Swords, why they're so invested, is because they're invested in whatever you have to say, okay? They low-key are healed by your communication. Whatever it is you're communicating, it's speaking to something in them that needs healing, okay? And instead of allowing that to take place, they're instead triggered because they feel like, how is it that pile number 2 is able to do X, Y, and Z? Or how is it that pile number 2 has wisdom, this charisma, they're able to do this, right? Or speak in this way, or have this knowledge, this wisdom, this information, and I don't. You know, not realizing they can start at any time and, you know, embark on their own journey to self-betterment, self-improvement. I don't know self-betterment, where did that come from? But anyways, they don't realize that they can start any time and become a better person, start on their journey to becoming a better person. And it's actually interesting because I just reposted a quote from somebody that were speaking about how, you know, Cain did not, even though Cain took Abel out, God still did not choose him. And somebody commented on the post. It wasn't even me who typed the original statement, but they're going to comment under my post talking about, actually, God did, even though God didn't choose him, he did love him because X, Y, and Z. We all knew that Cain got to live, but guess what? Cain wanted to die, because the punishment of feeling the guilt after he committed that act was much more to bear than just ceasing to live, right? He had to live with that, the paranoia, whatever, and then he was kicked out of Eden. So, and then, it starts off the story, the title of the story is, the Lord places a curse on Cain. What happens to Cain's descendants? I think it was Lamech, right? He committed the same act Cain did. So that's a curse on Cain's lineage, right? It goes deeper than that. And there's so many layers and ways to take certain stories in the Bible. And that just really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, you could just keep scrolling if you don't agree with something. You really could. You don't have to comment every time you disagree on something with somebody, because the moral of the story is getting rid of somebody just because you envy them is not going to make your life better. It's not going to make your life more peaceful. If anything, you're going to be ridden with some sort of guilt or shame because of your actions after the act. And even if you're a sociopath or a narcissist who can't really feel feelings like a normal person, your misery has led you to that state of being anyway. Okay, your feelings of inadequacy, your feelings of feeling out of place, you've taken that out on other human beings, essentially. And so you're already in a perpetual state of disharmony internally. And that's worse than death. Okay, that's worse than death. Imagine having to go through life and not ever being able to genuinely connect with another human being. Sometimes punishment does not look like how we as humans think that punishment should look like. I explained to this. This is all just my opinion and my own interpretation of what happened in the story of Cain and Abel. I pretty much explained, like, hey, God knew Cain's heart. So if Cain was already feeling such deep remorse, number one, God granted him that grace because he did show remorse. Okay. But at the same time, you're going to live with what you've done. Okay, I'm going to give you a second chance. I'm giving you the second chance, number one, because you are showing repentance. And number two, you need a chance to live with and cope with what you've done. You need a chance to think about and learn from what you've done versus, okay, this ends here for you. And if you believe in karma and reincarnation, you can kind of dive into the why there. God granted his soul mercy. It's even deeper than just the flesh, his soul, so that Cain can repent and let go of the guilt eventually. It's deep. It's deep, but anyways, that's just my interpretation and stuff. And I went on further to say, if it was just a story or a lesson on grace and mercy, God's grace and mercy, right? Why don't we all just do the first horrible thing we think of when we feel jealous of somebody? Why don't we all just act on our jealous emotions? First thought, right? Since, God is just going to show us mercy and grace anyway. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It goes deeper than that. Okay, but anyways, we're going to get some messages from Spirit, pile number 2, on what you need to hear right now. We have fearless self-love. Yeah, this is what makes your haters mad, is this self-love you have. Keep loving yourself, pile number 2. I would even say, if that malachite stone resonates for you, then, even pick up a malachite stone. Okay, so we have fearless self-love. Whenever I choose to love myself, no matter the circumstances surrounding me, I am practicing fearlessness. This is how we manifest the best possible outcomes for ourselves. It starts with self-love. Genuine self-love, not arrogance. Friendship. I am deeply grateful for the gift of friends. My appreciation for them is endless. And God, or God, Source, Creator, intuitively is telling me you have a lot of angels around you, a lot of spirit guides, high vibrational beings. Okay, so then we have grace. We were just talking about this. Okay, when I open to the deep source of grace, the flow of my life feels effortless and vibrant. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have Soul's Truth. It's a number 8, which is a number of karma. We was just touching on that a little bit, right? God gave him grace to get it right versus ending it right then and there for Cain. But anyways, I listen to my soul's simple truths and allow my life to unfold naturally. Okay, so I feel like you guys, you know, you're in this energy of giving yourself grace, giving yourself time, or at least that's the energy that God, Source, Creator is calling you to be in, no matter how difficult things may seem for you right now. And there may be people who are delighting in your suffering right now, if you are suffering and they know something about it, right? They're delighting in that. But at the same time, they can't fully delight because they know you're going to rise above this, because you always do. And they cannot understand why, how, because you get the grace and mercy of God. Because when you're in a state of repentance, you can grow. You can learn from a situation and you can assess it and understand why you took those actions, how you can do better next time, how to never let it happen again, right? I don't know who needs to hear that, but it wanted to come through. You know, if you're carrying a lot of guilt and shame and remorse about something, the first step is to speak to God about it. God knows our heart. That's why God knew what punishment was best for Cain, you know, in my own very humble opinion, right? But God knows your heart. So when you come to God about something that you're feeling shame for, right? Understand, he already knows why you did it. He already knows why you went there. He already knows what was going through your mind when you settled for less or when you weren't true to yourself. You were operating out of some sort of low vibrational feeling in that moment. And everybody has moments of weakness. But we have a creator that is graceful, a universe that is graceful, who wants to give us chances to get things right. Okay? For our soul's evolution. And so you go to the creator, God, Source, Creator, whatever you believe in, whatever you subscribe to, and you talk about it and you repent, you show remorse. Because I feel like, you know, if you're already feeling shame, there is already a sense of remorse there. And that's like the first step, guys. I don't know who needs to hear that. I know it may not be for all of you guys, but God wants you to stay in this flow state. Still be open to people. Not everybody is this low vibrational, plotting on your downfall type of energy. Okay, there are some good people out there. Keep your heart open for those souls. During a time of happiness. We also got that for pile number 1. Okay, let's see. Do you have anything else to share with pile number 2, please, Spirit? You know the answer already. Okay, so I feel like that's why it took so long to even get anything. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there, pile number 2. If you guys resonated with the reading, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are interested in booking a personal reading or an energy healing session with me, you can do so by the email address in the description box below. But if this is where we part, thank you guys for joining me on another reading, and I hope to see you on another one. Bye. Pile number 3, people, those of you who chose the labradorite stone with the Captain Oracle card and the Hermetic Tarot deck, this is going to be your reading. Okay, so first let's get into this labradorite. So the attributes of labradorite. It's an iridescent stone, first of all. It's highly mystical and protective. It's a bringer of light. It raises consciousness and connects with universal energies. Labradorite deflects unwanted energies from the aura and prevents energy leakage. It forms a barrier to negative energies shed during therapy. It can take you into another world or into other lives. A stone of esoteric knowledge. It facilitates initiation into the mysteries. Labradorite aligns the physical and etheric bodies and accesses spiritual purpose. It raises consciousness and grounds spiritual energies into the physical body. This stone stimulates intuition and psychic gifts, including the art of right timing, bringing messages from the unconscious mind to the surface and facilitating their understanding. Psychologically, labradorite banishes fears and insecurities and the psychic debris from previous disappointments, including those experienced in past lives. It strengthens faith in the self and trust in the universe. It removes other people's projections, including thought forms that have hooked into the aura. Labradorite calms an overactive mind and energizes the imagination, bringing up new ideas. Analysis and rationality are balanced with the inner sight. Labradorite brings contemplation and introspection, synthesizing intellectual thought with intuitive wisdom. It is an excellent dispeller of illusions, going to the root of a matter and showing the real intention behind thoughts and actions. This stone brings up suppressed emotions from the past. Labradorite is a useful companion through change, imparting strength and perseverance. A stone of transformation, it prepares the body and soul for the ascension process. Okay, so for the position, wear over the higher heart chakra, hold or place as appropriate. In addition to the generic attributes, the following color has additional properties. Yellow labradorite in specific accesses the highest levels of consciousness, enhances visualization, trance, clairvoyance, and channeling. It is beneficial for the solar plexus chakra and expands the mental body, bringing in higher wisdom. It heals the stomach, spleen, liver, gallbladder, and adrenal glands. You place the yellow one on the third eye solar plexus, or hold, I guess, in your hand. Healing regular labradorite treats disorders of the eyes and brains, relieves stress, regulates metabolism, treats colds, gout, rheumatism, balances hormones, lowers blood pressure. I think we'll stop there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the reading. But touching on that labradorite a little bit, how you're proving your haters wrong. You guys could be knowing things, okay? You guys could be just, what do they call that? Clair-knowing, clairsentience, where you just know information, you don't know how or why. Okay, especially with the teacher coming out here, I feel like a lot of your haters for this pile, they may have doubted your intuition, your intuitive abilities, your intellect, your knowledge, your ability to lead. Okay, with the Venus showing out here, in the guidebook, it touches on how basically the negative attributes of Venus, how she used seduction to kind of get what she wanted, and it kind of warns us to beware of that, right? You want to do things the right way. Now, because this is how you're proving your haters wrong, some of you guys may have had haters who were accusing you of being a gold digger, accusing you of getting ahead because you were sleeping with certain people, or certain people liked you or were interested in you, that you dressed a certain way, acted a certain way to attract the male gaze, and that's why things are working out for you, or the female gaze if you're a male. And that's why things are working out for you, using your charm, your seduction powers to kind of manipulate situations to go in your favor. How you're proving people wrong is they're realizing people just like you. Okay, you never had to do too much, pile number 3. You never had to do too much, okay? People just naturally want to give to you. People naturally want to elevate your status, regardless of what that may be, because they are drawn to you organically. There's nothing you're going out of your way to do to manipulate a situation. It's clearly and honestly just who you are as a person. Okay, you're very magnetic, very with both of these signs or cards being Taurus energy. You guys are somebody who likes to indulge in the luxurious aspects of life. You like pleasure, if you will. I don't get like a hedonistic type of energy, but there could be some people around you who feel like, oh, pile number 3 is indulges too much. They're hedonistic. They're this, they're that. You know, they're doing too much. They're sleeping with this person and that person. And that's why they're getting ahead. That's how they're getting their bills paid. That's why they're buying these nice things, because somebody else is doing it, right? But no. I feel like what you are receiving is a result of or the assistance of other people, because they naturally want to do it, not because you're giving them anything. Okay. With the 8 of Swords and the 7 of Wands here, for how you're proving your haters wrong. You guys, I feel like some of your haters wanted you to be anxious, wanted you to be in your head about certain things, wanted to stop you from doing certain things because of this anxiety, because of this self-doubt, right? But you block this out, bro. You block it out. Whatever they've tried to do to you has not been successful. Okay, you've been victorious over this negative energy they've been trying to send to you, whether it's in the form of arguments, gossip and slander, or just spell work. For some of you guys, you've been victorious over it. With the 3 of Cups and King of Cups, okay, just reiterating what I said, people just love you. People like you because you know how to have a good time. People have a good time with you. Okay. You are attracting a lot of friendships or people who want to be your friend, who want to be your lover, who want to experience things with you because they feel like you are a good time. You guys could have people in love with you. For some of you guys, if you're in a serious committed relationship, people may have been accusing you of marrying for money and not love, but really you're in love with this person and they take care of you in all ways, shape, and always, pretty much. Or if you're a male, they could be saying, you know, the person you're with only wants you for money, this, that, and the third. Or, you know, you're only going to get married if a woman wants you for because the women want you for your money and all this, right? But realistically, the person you're with, if you're in a relationship, loves you for you. And if you're not in a relationship, the people you're attracting actually do love you for you. Okay. So I feel like these are these thoughts that these people are trying to put into your head to create this anxiety so that you don't go forward. Right. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the Princess of Swords. I feel like whatever knowledge you are acquiring is soon to pay off. So how you're proving your haters wrong is you're learning something really well. You've invested well in yourself, in your knowledge and what you know, as well as your wisdom. Now, how you're also proving your haters wrong is you guys are a very good leader and you have the ability to teach as well. Okay, so I feel like obviously you guys probably had some haters who felt like you don't have the ability to lead, that you don't have the ability to teach other people things or explain things in a way that makes sense to other people. But they were wrong. They were wrong, okay? I want to know how because this is kind of weird. Like how is this that they know this about you, pile number 3, about this? What are they watching you? Yeah, I feel like these people are watching you in the shadows. The Moon card, but it's also their intuition as well. But also what I'm getting is these people could have seen you as somebody who's very anxious, maybe socially anxious, to yourself a lot with the 9 of Pentacles here. Could be a card of Virgo, which is the Hermit. These people thought that because you were maybe to yourself a lot, you didn't have a lot to say to these particular haters, that you had social anxiety, that you were fearful of the limelight, that you were fearful of leadership positions, and maybe you are, or maybe you were at the time. However, there's something that's changed in you, if that were the case, to where you are looking and coming across a lot more confident than you were in the past. And it's a nice surprise that you communicate so efficiently. Okay. Yeah, they're realizing that you're actually a fantastic communicator. You know how to get your point across with the most effective words, okay? If that makes any sense. I don't know why that wanted to come out. You guys could have an extensive vocabulary, but at the same time, you know how to put things simply so that they can be understood. I'm hearing like somebody could be reading something you've written, or, you know, overhearing something or communicating with somebody else. Maybe you're trying to explain something to someone and they're like, wow, I really like the way they explain this. It's very easy to understand. It's kind of like 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. You know, it's not going up here, down there. It's like very concise, very to the point, step by step. They're actually admiring this. They're kind of like, pile number 3 understands something that we're not understanding, you know, because I wouldn't even know how to explain this in this way, as simply as pile number 3 has put it. Okay. You guys could be stepping out of your shell a little more, which is surprising these people, because they're seeing a little more of you, pile number 3, than they previously had. And this is why you don't judge a book by its cover, okay? Because these people had all of the assumptions in the world, like this person is fearful, you know, this person doesn't, you know. Maybe you guys had trouble looking people in the eye. Maybe you had trouble speaking up. I don't know what it is. You know, but they definitely got the impression of somebody struggling with anxiety, social anxiety. And, they're realizing now how you're proving them wrong is like, no, this person's actually very comfortable with themselves. And all of this energy of this person has somebody taking care of them. This person can't possibly be acquiring this, that, and the third on their own. But the more they get to know you, the more they observe you, they realize that this person's actually very, very smart. Okay. For some of you guys with this Grand Cross here, you could have been put in a difficult situation, or you could be going through something particularly difficult, or, you know, other people may think this is difficult or perceive this to be difficult. You may not see it as difficult or think it's difficult, but whether it's like learning something new, like maybe you went to school for something recently and you're getting ready to graduate, and everyone thought that you wouldn't finish whatever this is, that it would be too hard for you in specific. Maybe you got promoted at work and people thought this person is not a good fit for this position because they don't talk, because I think the information would be a little too difficult for this person to grasp, right? And there's an emphasis on the communication. Maybe there's something that you've done or that you're doing that requires you to communicate a lot. And because you weren't as talkative as maybe these haters. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My camera ran out of space, and so I'm finishing this reading on my phone, and I cannot find the microphone that I use when I record on my phone. And it's funny because I literally have an image in my mind. I just saw it the other day when I was cleaning up my room, and now I have no idea where it is. Not a single idea. So I apologize in advance if the quality of the sound is not as great or loud and clear as it was early on in the reading. But when I stopped, I was saying something about how your haters may have been saying things to the effect of, you know, how can this person excel in this position, or, you know, this career field, or this job, in this relationship, whatever it was, and without being able to communicate. You know, we don't know who this person is because they don't communicate, you know. And so maybe whatever this thing was that you were going after or are in currently requires a lot of communication, and they felt like because you don't communicate as much with them that you don't communicate at all. Okay. But what they're realizing is that you are a very efficient communicator, very efficient. Okay. better than them, I may add. Okay. These people thought that you were in a state of fearfulness, anxiety. I don't know why they thought this. I really don't. Okay. Just because somebody doesn't talk as much, or because they're more reserved, they're on the more reserved side, does not mean they're afraid of people. Okay. Yeah, they thought you had a lot of fears when it comes to standing up and leading, but now they're seeing that you're actually a very natural leader. Even without a leadership position, you lead very naturally. You know how to lead yourself first and foremost. And so you know how to lead others. And like I said, you may be tasked with something that other people thought was going to be extremely difficult for you. And I don't feel like these people were rooting on you to win, because this is a haters reading. Okay, they were hoping you failed, so their projections and their assumptions about you would be validated. Okay, nobody wants to walk around with egg on their face, right? Okay, with Alchemist here, how you're proving your haters wrong, guys. I feel like your haters just feel like idiots at the end of the day, because they're realizing that, you know, not only are you up to par, but you are excelling at a rate that they honestly would have never dreamed of. Okay, you know how to take a situation and turn it around. Okay, you know how to make things work, and this is something they were overlooking. You're a problem solver. You know, whatever they give to you, you're going to figure out how to fix. You're going to figure out how to make it work, you know. Even when it comes down to your personal life, the way you've maneuvered through your personal life and, you know, and made things work in your personal life. So yeah, they're realizing that you're not afraid. You're not anxious. Maybe you are, but whatever you're doing right now, it's not coming across as someone who's anxious or self-doubting at all. You're coming across as someone very confident in what they're doing, someone very noble, even regal, somebody who deserves to be in a leadership position. So if you are in a leadership position, I feel like these haters were people who doubted your ability to execute. Okay. If you're like an entrepreneur right now, these people were just like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work for pile number 3. I don't think they know how to, you know, communicate enough to make a successful business. You know, I don't think they know how to do X, Y, and Z. They don't know how to lead. You know, they're too shy. They're too quiet. How are they going to lead? They don't talk, you know. Some of you guys could be Taurus, actually. Leo is out here as well. But I will say, how you're proving your haters wrong too. You could be doing something right now where people thought, oh, that's not going to yield any type of financial return. I don't know why they're wasting their time with that. And lo and behold, you're living your best life. Fast forward 3 years plus, you know, for some of you guys, it did work out better than anyone ever expected. And it could be working out as soon as 1 or 2 months. You know, you could quit a job and people are like, oh my God, this person is crazy. Why would they do that? You know, don't they know what's at stake here? And then they find out why you're quitting. And it's like, are you really sure about that? Now, keep in mind, these are haters, so they didn't want you to exceed at this anyway. You're doing something that they want to do, something that they wish that they were able to do. And so they're going to talk crap about it. They're going to make assumptions about you. Okay, but I'm getting a message in specific for those of you who do social media. And specifically, if you're communicating or talking or teaching something on social media, if you were passed up in a job for some sort of position, getting like a leadership position or like a step higher, okay, and you had to deal with a lot of hate from other coworkers and, you know, managers and supervisors and things like that, they are watching you on your social media platform and they're actually blown away by your ability to communicate the way you are. I feel like some of you guys, like I said, you were that quiet person. You were that person who didn't have many words for other people, but at the same time, you did excel at whatever they put in front of you. You excelled at it, right? And And now seeing you do what you're doing, they kind of feel like they have egg on their face because they treated you poorly. They made bad assumptions about you. They judged you before getting to know you, and they missed out on getting to know a great person, an interesting person, because you're somebody that they look up to on social media. So some of these people could be following you and getting inspired by the things that you're posting. Okay, so isn't that something, guys? It's like they didn't want to respect you when you were kind of on their level, right? But now that you've exceeded their level, the social proof of success, I think that's what they call it, where you're kind of protected by the level of success you reach. It makes you more quote unquote credible, right? Once you reach some sort of level of success in the public eye, right? And that's kind of what's happened for you, pile number 3. They're kind of like, yeah, no, we were very wrong about that person. I wish we had gotten to know that person. They obviously seem very cool. With the healing card here, how you're proving your haters wrong. If you were somebody who was, you know, struggling with identity issues, self-esteem issues, you know, just wasn't the highest version of yourself, repeating cycles, these people thought you were going to be stuck there forever. They thought you were never going to elevate, and you did. For some of you guys, you could have come from, you know, not so great circumstances, because we have the alchemist out here. You're coming from situations that these people thought that you would never, you know, overcome. You would never find this self-love, and you would never attain anything worthwhile because you didn't see the value in yourself. Okay. And these people saw someone who was nervous and afraid when they looked at you, pile number 3. And they would have never imagined that the person that was truly under there, you know, once the healing was done, was somebody of this caliber that you're showing and presenting to the world today. Okay. For some of you guys, if this is like a career or a job thing, it's simply these people just don't know you. They didn't know you. And the judgments and the assumptions they were making about you were baseless, completely baseless. Okay. This was just pure hate. Okay. Especially if you're an attractive person in the workforce, you grab a lot of attention. People are going to assume the worst because they're projecting their own insecurities and fears. They feel like you can't be attractive and smart. You can't be attractive and rich on your own. Somebody's giving that to you. Okay. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. So a lot of you guys may be living some sort of a luxurious lifestyle, or you're getting ready to. And if not, like, that's just what it looks like on the outside to these people. So let's get some cards for what Spirit has for you, messages for you. Okay, just a moment. Sorry about that. I don't like when she does things like that. Okay, so we have the card number 33, inner wakefulness. I am completely awake and tuned in to my truth, clarity, and inner wisdom. So this could be like an affirmation for you. If you want to zoom in and screenshot that. You are more self-aware and intelligent than these people really wanted to give you credit for. I'm hearing like they're seeing you as someone who's better than them at this point, pile number 3, that you're too good for this place. You're too good for this friend group. You're too good for this company, this job, you know. Manifest your wishes. Pull another card from your tarot deck. At the bottom of the deck, I can embrace change. Okay. It says to pull another card from the tarot deck, so we're going to do that. Oh, that fell. The card that fell out was the 9 of Pentacles, and we have manifest your wishes here. So Spirit wants to come through with a reminder that we are what we think. What we think we create. You know, it has to start in the mind. And so we have the 5 of Cups and the reverse. So there could be something you need to let go of from your past. You know, it could be disappointments, especially if you're dealing with a situation where, you know, you worked up to get what you wanted, but, you know, you have to deal with a-holes, especially if this has to do with a job, you know, people who doubt your abilities and things like that. You are meant to be completely sovereign and independent. So a lot of you guys, your intuition, your higher self is guiding you towards entrepreneurship so that you can really showcase and be in your complete authenticity 100% at 100% of the time. Instead of, you know, going to a place, clocking in and having to put on a mask for 8, 7, 9, 10 hours a day, you know, there's something you need to let go of. You know, for some of you guys, it is the fear of, you know, losing some sort of stability, but mostly this is like emotional baggage, feelings of lack and things like that. So you have to just let that go and, you know, manifest your wishes. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. To me, the 9 of Pentacles is giving very much entrepreneurship in this particular reading. Okay. And for a lot of you guys, I think Spirit is saying that, you know, if financial stability and freedom, abundance is what you're looking for in this lifetime, it's not going to be found in a regular traditional 9 to 5. It's going to be found when you begin to live in your truth. Okay. So just be mindful of that. And for others of you guys, you know, if you're already living this, keep doing it. Dream bigger. Manifest everything you want for yourself. Okay. All right, so we're going to leave it there, pile number 3. If you guys resonated with the reading, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe. And I hope to see you guys on another reading. Bye.